welcome to Ryan Reviews. Today's episode is Obi Wan Episode 3. So this is, in my opinion, a way better episode than 1 and 2. So this is what I've come to sort of expect from the Star Wars series. So it's building, we're presented to Vader being rebuilt, like it's such a cool scene to see him being reassembled. And then obviously we're back into Obi-Wan and Leia. They're on the planet, and they're looking to get to a ship to get back off world so that Obi can deliver Leia back to where she needs to be with her, I guess, her adopted family. So as they're just sort of like cruising around, Leia's just like, no worries, let's call over this transport. And Obi-Wan's obviously his old sort of self that's a bit worried about, everything, and everyone could be obviously against him. And they meet old mate who's a humanoid. I don't know what he is, but he has the most human generic name. His name's like Rick, which is really off-putting because I didn't expect some humanoid to be randomly called Rick. But I did have a little giggle with it. I didn't know if they were trying to go for the humour side, but whatever, it kind of worked. And it turns out, obviously, he's working with the Empire. But I got a little bit frustrated because they were hinting at it, and they were hinting at him using his lightsaber. You can see him like holding it, getting ready. But then you're seeing him shoot, and it's like, I don't want to see a Jedi be shooting his blaster and doing hand-to-hand combat. I want to see the lightsaber. So after they're able to then, get to one of these checkpoints, and Obi sort of fights his way through the checkpoint, and obviously he's really skilled, so we know that. But right when they sort of give up, they're kneeling down, there's a nice big twist. A bit of a double agent comes out and sort of takes them, and she's a bit of a trafficker, so she helps people to be able to get off world and to avoid the Sith on that planet. So as we're on this planet, obviously the Empire get word, and our old mate sort of comes in. There is a little bit of interaction with the Inquisitors as well, so we get to see the third sister and the remaining Inquisitors. So they're fighting for power, and obviously they're doing their little internal chess match to see who is going to be able to get up and obviously up the ranks. And it's a matter of perspective for them in terms of they're going to get what they deserve. So I'm interested to see who gets what they deserve and what it is they believe each other deserves. So I'm sure there's going to be some internal conflict there. Vader comes on, and this is what I wanted. So Vader comes in, that feels like Star Wars. He's walking and he's like choking people and throwing them, and he's just menacing. Like, they've done really well to capture what Vader is. So they're doing a lot of low shots. You're seeing him big, strong and powerful, and he's just cruising around. You can see Obi-Wan's reaction. Like, it's such a nice, intense scene with him walking up to the building. Leia and the trafficker, they run off into the little secret tunnel, and Obi is like, I'll lead them off. Like, he's the savior that we know that he is. So he's out there, and I'm like, oh, is this the moment? We finally get Obi and Vader to have that confrontation that we've been waiting for a very, very long time. And Obi decides he's struggling with the emotional side, and he doesn't really want to have to fight Anakin, because we know that. So he runs off, and then finally we get to see him ignite his lightsaber. So I feel like Darth Vader, he's just cruising around, like he knows that he's going to overpower and obviously best Obi-Wan in this, because he knows Obi-Wan has been like sealed off from the Force and hasn't been training, where he's obviously been planning this day for a very long time. And as it comes through in my head, I went, and in the red corner we have Darth Vader, and in the blue corner we have Obi-Wan. And we get to see conflict come in, and we actually get to see Vader using his actual fighting style that we've been waiting to see. So obviously he's going to use more force powers, and he's much physically stronger. So you can see he's using one hand, and Obi's struggling with two. Well, that's such a cool way to do it, and obviously we know that he's really strong in the Force, and obviously with his mechanical side and being rebuilt, he's probably going to have a bit more of a physical enhancements than Obi, who's not been training and just been cruising around in the desert. So it was really cool to see. It reminded me of that remake they made of Obi Wan and Darth Vader fighting. So you actually see Vader using his proper technique. So he is much more physical and he uses the Force a lot more. That was awesome. But then we've switched back to Reva, who's just sort of cruising around searching for the tunnel. So obviously this droid, everyone's a little bit suspicious of the loading droid. So the droid comes out, but I don't understand why she uses her Force power so much. Like, she was so close to the door and she used the Force to open it. Like, she could have just pressed the button to open it. I don't know if it was locked or not, but all the other doors didn't really seem to lock. So like, they use their Force powers for heaps. I'm not sure if that's a common thing for the Inquisitors, but whatever. Like, I enjoyed her outsmarting and using the Force, obviously, right at the end where she's able to find Leia, and that's where we're going to see, obviously, Obi-Wan and Leia are not in good places. Oh, and the final fight scene with Darth Vader and Obi, where like he just ignites the fire and he wants for Obi-Wan to suffer like he suffered in all the fire and the lava, and like, it was so cool. Obviously Obi's now got burns and I can't wait to see where it goes. This felt like more Star Wars to me than the other two, and like, this is what I wanted, so I can't wait for the next 3 episodes. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and you know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends.